Hi everyone, it's Jason here. Today we're going to be building a website from start to finish for our service-based business using our website builder. So I should note that like every element on our platform, this website builder works great on desktop, tablet, and on your mobile phone. So the website that you see in front of you is much like the one that we're going to create today. It'll profile our business, outline what we do, why we do it, but most importantly, it's going to drive visitors to our booking form where they can customize their service and complete the checkout process. So in one of the next tutorials, we will also be configuring the client portal where clients can approve quotes, pay invoices, view and reschedule upcoming appointments, and more. So to start, we'll go to the menu and we will click Website Setup. So this first page allows us to really eliminate any items from the setup process that we're not interested in. So for example, if we know that we're not going to include an image gallery on our website, we can just select this toggle switch to deselect it. For the purposes of this tutorial, however, we'll include all of these. So we'll just click Save. The business information page is really the first page where we start to add details that are unique to our business. Any information that you add on the following pages will either be displayed on your website or affect how things are displayed on your website. And at any point during the setup process or even after your website is live on the internet, you can come back to any setting on any of these pages, make a change, and it'll be instantly reflected on your web page. This page in particular allows us to indicate some core pieces of information that pertain to our business. So for the purposes of this demo, I've kind of already added some information in here so that you don't have to wait for me to type this stuff out. We've got business name at the top, business email. This is the email address that basically all communications will be sent to when there's interactions on your website. So for example, if someone completes a booking on your website or they fill out the contact form on your Contact Us page, this is the email address that will receive those communications. This next switch basically allows us to indicate whether or not we want a contact form on our Contact Us page, which we do, so we'll leave it selected. We've indicated our business phone number here. We need to select the industry that our business operates in. This selection is very important. It actually drives the population of a number of default settings within the following pages, so it's very important that you select the appropriate industry here. Here you can upload a company logo, which we've kind of already done. Next is the favicon that we can upload. This simply adds kind of an image to any of the tabs that might be showing your website. As an example, we've got a favicon up here of I guess a drop of water. So this is entirely optional. Next is the search engine optimization section. So when people search for your business on popular search engines like Google or Bing, what they'll find in the results is a title and a description of your business. So this is kind of where you can define what those will be. And if you plan on sending out news or promotions to your customers and site visitors, you can enable this switch here. This switch basically enables us a small email entry form at the bottom of your website, and we'll leave this enabled for now, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. The next field is dedicated to Talk.to. So Talk.to is a free service that allows you to add a chat widget to your website, a live chat widget. I'm sure you've seen them before on other websites. We will have a separate tutorial video in our tutorial series that covers the setup of Talk.to. It's quite quick and easy, as you'll see. We'll leave this blank for now. Next, we have our social media pages. This is entirely optional. If you've got a Facebook page, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, feel free to add those links here. They will be displayed, links to those profiles will be displayed in your footer. Next, we've got our business address. And below that, we've got our hours of operation. So I've just added, actually that should be 8 a.m., shouldn't it? We'll correct that now. Hours of operation. So with those set, we will click Save. So on this page, we can select a template as well as an accent color. for our website. If you want to see a template in action prior to selecting it from the drop-down menu, we can just click on the image of the template. Before we do that, however, we'll select the accent color that we want to see displayed on the template. So in this case, we'll pick a light blue, click on the template, and you'll see that blue show up in many different places. That looks pretty good. So we'll stick with that color, and we'll click Close Demo at the top to get back to the setup. And we will click Save. All right, so for the template that we've selected, it has what we call a hero image at the top. This is simply a large image that goes at the very top of your home page that kind of serves as a backdrop for a title, for example. So for the hero image, we can select from these defaults, or we can upload our own hero image here. So for the sake of simplicity, we're just going to, select this first image from the stock images. Now, when it comes to the hero image, as I mentioned, it's kind of going to serve as a backdrop for a title, or as we'll see in the next video, a small form that collects basic information from the customer. So for that reason, it's best to lighten or darken this image so that it contrasts the text that lays over top of it. So for this tutorial, we'll select a light tint. There's a couple other options. We can select a dark tint or apply no tint. We'll go with light. And lastly, on this page, we can select a logo size. So if your logo is taller than it is wide, I'd recommend that you select large. In this case, we're going to select regular size. You can play around with these two settings and see how they look. So at this point, we can actually see what our website is going to look like by clicking the Save and Preview button. So this button is only available if you're building the website on a desktop or a laptop, and you'll find this button on most of the setup pages, so that you can quickly see how your website looks after making a change. So we'll just click this Save and Preview button. All right, so this is how it's looking so far. You'll notice that there is some content on this page that we haven't actually added yet, and these are just default items that we can edit, add to, delete, so forth on the next page. And if you want, you can also see what our website is going to look like on mobile by clicking this button here. You'll see all the functionality works, the navigation works. And if we want to exit this preview mode, we can just click outside of the preview. All right, so with that, we'll click Save to go to the next page. All right, so this page allows us to customize the information that will be shown on our home page, starting with the title that appears at the top of that page. So this title is the text that will appear on our home hero image, rather. And we can apply one of these suggestions, or we can come down here and, we can come down here and edit it as desired, right? Next is this process section. So as you know, every business has a process that they use to deliver goods or services to their customers. This section provides you with an opportunity to briefly explain what that process is. If you intend on having a booking form on your site, you may want to reference that in one of the steps. For now, we'll leave these default values, but you can come back here and change them as you'd like, when you're creating your website. I should note that if you've only got 2 steps in your sales process, you can delete, step 3, and only steps 1 and 2 would show up on your website. Below that, we've got a section titled What Makes You Special. In this section, you can briefly explain what makes your business special or different from the competition. This write-up is entirely optional, and for the sake of time, we'll just stick with this default write-up that's been provided. Next, we'll select up to 6 features of our business or service. Again, the selection of any of these is purely optional. You don't have to select any. If you don't select any, nothing will show up on your homepage relating to features. So as you can see, we've already selected 4. We'll select a 5th. You can edit the titles. You can edit the body of these features as you wish. And if you've selected any features in this section, we have to set a features background. So this is the image that's going to appear behind these features that show up on your homepage. You can select an image from the stock photography, or you can upload your own custom background image using this field here. And if there's any additional information that you want to add to your homepage, such as areas that you serve, you can add that information into this text editor. So this text editor allows you to add images, embed videos, format your text. It's very flexible and easy to use. A lot of the buttons will be very familiar to you if you spend a lot of time in typical word processors like Microsoft Word. For the purposes of this demo, we'll just keep the default right up as it's been added, and we'll take a look at what our website looks like by clicking the Save and Preview button. Scrolling down, I can see the 5 features that I added here. At this point, I realize maybe that I want to add a 6th, so we can click outside of that, go down here, and we'll add award-winning. We can click Save and Preview, scroll down, and we see the 6th has been added, which we're happy with. So we'll click out of here and save this page. All right, so I should note that if you're ever wanting to view a full version of your website demo, all you have to do is click Website, Website Preview. This is available on mobile as well, and it works very well. So coming back to the setup, as you probably already know, testimonials are a very important part of any business website. Here you can add 1 to 3 testimonials to your homepage. We've already added a couple. With your client's permission, you can add a picture of them. You can select from our stock photography here, add the testimonial name, location, and if you want to add a bit more legitimacy to the testimonial, you can actually provide a web address that links to that testimonial. So I've added a couple here. Let's go Save and Preview just to see how those look. Yeah, those look pretty good. So I'll close that preview and go next. All right, so now we're on the services page. So this page allows you to really do 2 things. Let's take a look. There we go. This is what it looks like. You can build one of these. Alternatively, what you can do is build pages that are dedicated to a particular service. So if we select from the drop down here, we can see all these pages that have been built specifically for the services that we offer: standard home cleaning, deep home cleaning. On that page, you can describe the service, add images, embed videos, outline pricing. That page will then show up in this drop down menu, and if you'd like it to be, it can also be featured on your home page. So with regards to that service matrix that we just looked at, we're actually going to go over the setup of that in another video. But what we're going to do now is just quickly set up one of those service pages. You can see we've already got 2 added. We'll just create one from scratch here. This one will be for standard home cleaning. So we'll add the title. We will select an image, add a summary, and then we'll add a description. This information is obviously very brief, for the purposes of this tutorial. And we can see what this page is going to look like by clicking Save and Preview. Again, it's going to have very little content on it, but it kind of gives the idea. So we've got our title, the body. We could add images if we wanted to. We've got a Book Now button. Close this. And if we're happy with that, we'll click Save. And at this point, we have 3 service pages, 3 dedicated service pages. All right, so we'll go next. So if you'd like to have a page on your website that is dedicated to frequently asked questions, this is where you can create those. Now, you may have 20 facts on your website, but we'll want to group those by type or category. so that your customers can easily find the one that they're after, right? So we can create or edit those categories by clicking here. And we're given a bunch of default categories: payment and pricing, bookings and availability, or appointment. We will, just for demo purposes, create a new category. We'll call it bookings. Save. And as you can see, we're given a bunch of default questions that we can provide answers to if we actually want these facts to show up on our website. If you don't want a fact to show up on your website, you can remove it like that. Alternatively, just don't provide an answer and nothing will show up on your FAQ page. So just to demonstrate this, let's just go ahead and answer some of these questions so that they do show up on our website. And let's just add one of our own. So we click add another FAQ. We'll select this category that we created called bookings, and we'll say, do you accept bookings on holidays? Yes, we do. All right, so we'll click save and preview to have a quick look at what this looks like. So we can see the different categories and the facts or FAQs that fall under them. Clicking on the questions kind of expands them to show the answer. So we're happy with that. We will click save to go to the next page. All right, so you can add a Google map to your website by indicating the latitude and longitude of your location. Now, based on the address that we entered on the first page of the setup, our platform should have been able to calculate the coordinates for that address. As a result, we shouldn't have to manually figure out what the latitude and longitude is. If that didn't work for us, what we can do is manually get the coordinates by clicking on this link. It takes us to a website that allows us to plug in the address, and it will give us the latitude and longitude of that address. As you can see here, the latitude and longitude was provided. We can play around with the zoom level. And once we find one that we like, we can save this. Before I do that, I just want to show you that we can actually interact with this map. This is how the map will look on our web page. We can go to satellite mode. If we want to see what that looks like on the web page, let's just click save and preview. Here you see our contact page. If we scroll down, we've got the Google map, right? And we can click directions and easily get directions to this pinned location, which is us. Let's go to the next page. Google Analytics. So this is a free service that Google offers. Essentially, you add a tracking ID to this page, and then Google is able to give you information on your visitors. Information like when they visited your website, where they're located, how they found your website, and a ton of other great information. So we've actually created a short tutorial on how to get this set up and how to get your tracking code. And it can be accessed just by clicking this Google Analytics Setup button. And after you add your tracking code to this page, you can then watch a short video that shows you how to use Google Analytics. It's great information, and I think it's the sort of thing that every business owner should know in this day and age, as it tells you how good of a job you're doing in driving traffic to your website, right? So you can access that video by clicking on this button here using Google Analytics. We'll just leave this field empty for now and go to the next page. All right, so this is the image gallery. If you'd like to showcase some of the work that you've done for past clients, you can upload images of that work here. For a bit of search engine optimization, after you've selected an image, you can add some keywords that actually relate to that image. So we'll type kitchen as the file that we selected is an image of a kitchen. So for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to select a few of the stock images so that something shows up on that page, and we will click next to go to the next page. All right, so if you want an About Us page, you can fill in this section with information on when your company started, why it started, the values it stands for, and any other information you think customers would be interested to know about you and your business. The presence of a team picture on the About page is very important. It's proven that it greatly increases visitor confidence and the likelihood of booking. So I definitely recommend that you consider doing that. Um, our website builder provides you with this default write-up as an example. Feel free to edit this, pull inspiration from it, or replace it entirely with your own write-up. Let's click next. All right, so you've got the option of adding another page to your website that isn't covered by any of our other options. So for example, maybe you want to list the jobs that you have available or the awards that you've won. You can do that with this page. So as you can see, we've created a page that is dedicated to jobs. We've selected this toggle switch to enable the page. We've provided a page title, and we've also just added a brief write-up. Again, this text editor supports images, it supports video. You can play around with that, but for this demo, we've just added some plain text. Let's go to the next page. All right, so by default, a booking form will be placed on our website, the first time we go through this setup process. The configuration of the booking form will actually be covered in the next tutorial, but for now we're just going to move past this part of the setup process. So to do that, we're going to go to the top and select site content and address and click go. All right, so this page allows us to indicate whether or not we want major elements like a booking form or the client portal to actually appear on our website. It also allows you to indicate whether or not we'll be running these things on a website that's hosted by our platform, or if you're wanting to connect the booking form and client portal to a website that you already have built on another platform, you can do that as well with the selection of one of these options below. So if we are interested in having the booking form appear on our website, we'll ensure that we've got this switch enabled. If we're interested in having this homepage booking form as shown here, we'll enable this switch. This form simply asks the visitor for their first name, email, phone, and the service that they're interested in, and it kind of initiates that booking process, right? Also, we have a toggle switch that allows us to enable or disable the client portal. We'll keep it enabled. I should mention that we've actually got another tutorial on the configuration of all the settings that support the client portal, but for now we're just going to keep this enabled. And then we'll take a look at this website field. So as I mentioned, our platform actually allows you to link our booking form and client portal to a site that you've already got created, maybe on a different platform. If you're interested in going that route, we've actually got a tutorial dedicated to that process. For the purposes of this demo, we're going to be using the PageSmack powered website. So we'll just keep this selected here. All right, scrolling down a bit. If you're intending on signing up for a subscription to our service, you can enter a custom domain here. If you've already got the domain purchased, you can select this toggle switch. If you haven't purchased it yet, you can check the availability of the domain name by clicking here. In this case, for this tutorial, we're just going to use the free plan. So we will use a subdomain name-based web URL. So in our case, the subdomain that we'll want to use is Austin Superclean, which means that in order to access our website, the URL will be austinsuperclean.pagesmack.com. All right, so with the subdomain set, we'll click Save. Great, so now we've finished the setup of our website. The next question that you may be wondering is, how do we get our website online for the world to see? Well, by entering that subdomain that we just saw on the page prior, our website is now live on the internet. So let's take a look at it. We'll click Live Website, and here it is. So we see all of the features that we've added here. We've got the dedicated service pages. We've got our FAQ page. We've got our booking page, we've got the client portal, we've got our contact page. So these are all things that we kind of covered during the setup process. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you have any questions about anything that we covered, feel free to submit a ticket or contact us using the details on our contact us page. In the next tutorial, I'll show you how to configure your website's booking form. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great day.